justice delivery system or the investigation system now cannot be sustained, because every one of us is a potential criminal or a terrorist with or without our knowledge. I hope you understand. I mean, after the presentations that you had earlier, I'm sure that you know the strange terminology like phishing, morphing, or even identity thefts and all that. So, sitting in the cozy room, if I am to forward this photograph or a portrait to someone else, am I committing any offense? Or are you committing an offense? Because I'm sure that 90% of you would receive such mails, female, I'd say like the recent one I just received, which I wanted to show us regarding this Woods. What is his name? Tiger Woods. You know who Tiger Woods is? Yes. All of you who would not have known him as a golfer now knows him for some entirely different reasons, right? So, if I am to forward it, you won't believe it, I am committing an offense for which the punishment is very simple. For the first time, 5 years and 1 lakh rupees. If I repeat it, 10 years and 2 lakh rupees. So, a simple enter button or a send button can expose me to an offense. Usually, the punishment is akin to something like rape or murder or something like that. This is the seriousness with which we have to approach the issue. That is why workshops and seminars like this are being organized. I am a faculty for the Public Infrastructure Outreach Program, which is a Government of India initiative for propagating e-governance. So I would differ from a point from the two earlier speakers, because my first endeavor would be not to frighten anybody, because we are here to fill that digital divide. So if we speak much of cybercrime, if we speak much about the offences, the insecurity and problems, ordinary persons and persons who otherwise are educated may shy away from using the net-enabled technology. That is a negative, that will have a negative impact economically, socially and otherwise in the community. So my endeavor would be to show what exactly is the legal mandate. Earlier, when we are to enter into an agreement, what would you do? If I would like to sell like my laptop to this gentleman sitting over here, usually what will happen? We enter into an agreement, 50 rupees or some stamp paper will be purchased, we reduce all the clauses into writing, then sign. Witnesses. Now, it can all be done without the use of the medium known as paper. So, the most eco-friendly legislation that has come around for the last 100 years. I would even rate this more than the Environment Protection Act. That all say, thou shalt not do this, that and everything. The Environment Protection Act does not say that you should plant trees. It only says you shall not cut trees. You shall not deprive the environment or degrade the environment. That's all. So friends, this in short is my presentation. So I'll start off with some some serious definitions. The number one would be, you are hearing what? A lecture, right? It is an art of transferring information from the notes of that lecturer to the notes of the students without passing through the minds of either. That is exactly what's happening right now. Then this is a conference. You know what a conference is? A conference is the confusion of one man multiplied by the number present. I'm thankful that the number is not that much, so the multiplication is also not that much. Then, what's a conference room? This is a conference room. A place where everybody talks, nobody listens, and everybody disagrees later on once you go out of this hall. That first person, what did he say about hashing and all that? Then police can say anything. Investigating agencies will always fight us. Next time if I am to, my name is Sindhu. How can I change it to something like Hindu and all that? I let use my name. That's my identity. Why should I use a gender neutral term? That person, he is investigating. And the final guy, that cartoon character, who he came and said something about law and everything. That's it. That's a conference room. So friends, this, with due respect to the investigating agency as well, is the awareness among not just the investigating agency, but we the persons who are the intermediaries, and finally the justice dispensing system, the judiciary. I'm sure that Mr. Vedran would agree with me that we had occasion both at Madhya Pradesh and at two other places wherein we address the higher judiciary, the persons who matters, the persons who have to make decisions for us. After all this investigation, the cyber sleuth as well as the technical personnel, I'll call him as cyber forensic. Finally, it all comes to a court of law. At the end of the day, what matters is that if I have to say that X is committed such and such offence, it's not me just saying that, but it's an acceptance by the court of law that such and such offence has been committed. It has been proved beyond reasonable doubt that such and such person has committed an offence. Are you able to prove that? If you are able to prove that, then and then alone, the entire exercise that we are undertaking today and that is being done throughout the world, including the nation as such, would be of some avail. So, dependency to such an extent, even when the patient is on the table, the surgery is going on, even then the doctor would say at times, completely lost.com, you go and search what's this, there's something new I found inside. E-governance. So, like I said earlier, I'll be different from the seriousness with which the issue of crime, etc., that has been approached by the earlier speakers, to the extent that my endeavor would be to encourage you to use this web-enabled technology, information technology, all those, and see to that India emerges as a leader, not just in the technological aspect, but also in the e-governance, which includes e-commerce. Zero paper offices, that is my thing. Wherein for any transaction, no tree will be cut, no pulp will be made, and finally, the end of the day, no paper will be used. Whether it be in the educational institutions, in the alma mater for that matter, or in the judicial system, in the investigating system, or for that matter, any system. Wherein, if we can do something positive, it is to educate, encourage and evolve, for which you should have the basic awareness of the legal mandate of the country. In this fine afternoon, when almost all your blood supply would be towards your stomach and nothing towards your head, still I'll be making an endeavor in my own way in the next, say, around 30 or 35 minutes. I mean, when is the break? Lunch break? It's already started. Huh? So, have you reserved your lunch? Or that tension also will be there. By the time I reach it, the biryani will be half, or the final pieces of legs will be elsewhere. So, okay, we'll just rush it. 3 organs of the government basics, I don't want to talk on all these things. We want a smart government. What is a smart government? It's simple, moral, accountable, responsive, transparent. 2 acts which go hand in hand. Number 1 is Information Technology Act, the other is Right to Information Act, wherein you can insist on information without disclosing the reason why you are asking for. While driving up this highway, I mean, I was just wondering, I would like to meet a couple of your, the students studying here. The route I took is the route you usually take, means then you should be somebody related to dancing, Nokia and Hillary, and I don't know what all names you have. And I thought of affixing a flag on top once I reached here. Twice I had come here, but it was not in this route. I was one of the judges for your first interview for your best manager competition the year before and the one before. But that time I thought the concept of e-governance includes e-codes. That is something that has been promulgated by our visionary president, I would say, Abdul Kalam. According to him, this is the typical scenario of e-judiciary, where nobody need go to you should come to a lawyer for one thing, definitely, but you need not go and be there, walk in the corridors of the courts, but you can do it by sending, TrueNet, filing, everything. Now, I don't know how many of you are aware, now by video conferencing, you can examine witnesses. Some parameters and protocols are there, but it is permissible. Earlier, it was only permitted in certain criminal cases wherein to avoid. Especially, I'm sure that you would have heard about the Marad incident, somewhere near Calicut, Bepur. So, every Friday afternoon, the entire road from the subject to the Marad special court would be blocked. Hundreds of policemen are deployed. For what? For the cosmetic purpose of bringing this 20-25 accused just to the court will say, yeah, okay, everybody present, next date is given. For the simple exercise, the taxpayers' money was being wasted. That one still continues, that's another, but for examining Meera Rawat, the commissioner, I think she was the commissioner of police then, and some other witness, The court promised Thomas P. Joseph, who is now the High Court judge, was the Marat Commission special judge. Neera Rawat and some other witness was examined using video conferencing. So all these things are possible. Let us now not be cowed down by the technical impossibilities and crimes associated with it. Think in a wider parameter, wider plane. How we can use this new medium? How constructively I can use it? How constructively I can in the nation building process cooperate? Friends, that would be my request to you with whatever limited blood supply you can use to think about it. Just see this. Tiger Woods, you know, this is an email I received yesterday. The present condition of Tiger Woods after his wife realized that something he was doing. This is of course a morphed image. Just imagine me sending it to some persons and saying that this is the present condition of Tiger Woods. What all offences I am committing? I have not created this. Like I said, I have not created any photo. Starting from basic defamation onwards, I can be held liable. If I say I can commit murder using internet, would you agree with me? I can commit murder using internet. I won't test the person, but I can commit murder. Would you agree with me? How do you commit? It's not by banging the monitor or the CPU on somebody's head, but even otherwise I can do it. An incident which happened in America, wherein a patient was in the hospital. He was fatally allergic to a specific medicine. The nurse came, she just looked at the chart and next medicine to be administered, go gaya. The patient immediately left for his heavenly abode. So immediately an investigation ensued and first the nurse was interrogated. Nurse said nothing else. I seen the monitor. The monitor, everything checked. There was an entry made. The doctor said I never made an entry. Then it was found that the entire system was hacked. Some other person sitting in some other continent at the instance and instigation of a relative who would be the beneficiary if this person goes. Usually, if somebody dies, somebody benefits. I am not talking about the doctors or the hospital, but there will be legal heirs also. So, that person had hired this character and email tracing and the technical things which my earlier speakers would have told you, using the technology available, it was traced down to the computer. The person was apprehended and finally he had to disclose. Maybe the Kerala police, I'm sorry, would have interrogated, but he disclosed the name of the other privy to the person who was liable for this entire crime, and finally they are apprehended. So crime to what all extent? Crime to what all extent and to what all, the damage to what all extent? I'm sure that Mr. Bedran would have shown you about the Columbia, the first one. Anything is possible. Sitting in your room without, otherwise if I have to do something like this, I'll have to walk, I'll have to scale walls, I'll have to do things, and I don't know, I should be somebody like a cousin brother of Jackie Chan or something to do all these things, physical acts are involved. Here nothing. It's only the technology which enables you to do all this. Then size does not matter. Anybody like 24-year-old